So the next thing we're going to do, we've practiced our yoga poses and we talked about how our bodies felt as we were holding our poses. We're going to come outside. You can do this at school, you can do this at home, and we're going to just walk. And we're going to think about what our bodies feel like when we're walking. What is our foot doing? How are we holding our breath? What are we doing as we're walking? Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to walk forward about 10 steps. And as we're walking, I want you to think about what your foot is doing. Does your foot hit heel first as you're walking? Or when you walk, do you walk with your toes first? How does the grass or the ground feel underneath of your feet? Do you feel like it's hard? Are you walking like you're heavy? Could you walk a little lighter? Just think about how that feels. I know I'm hearing the crunch of the grass, but I want you just to think about the feeling that you're getting with your feet in grass. Can you kind of feel each blade of grass under your shoe like I can? Okay, now I want you to turn around and walk back. This time I want you to walk looking ahead about 3, 4, 5 feet ahead of you, just with your eyes down. I don't want you to close your eyes because I want to make sure that you're walking safely. I want you to still focus on how your legs feel and your feet feel as you're walking, but I want you to also think about what you hear around you outside. Okay, we're just going to walk about 5 steps again. We take walking for granted. We do it all the time. We don't even think about it. Our bodies just know to walk. We've known since we were toddlers. The last time you thought about walking was probably when you were a toddler. But just doing these few steps kind of makes you more mindful of what your body is doing as you're walking. If we're outside, we can hear all the birds. I can hear the neighbors. I can even hear cars on the road that's not even close to my home. We're going to do a little walk that's called a rainbow walk. And I'll let you have your journals. You can have it with you, or you can do it when you get back in the room. And I want you to write down every color in the rainbow as you see them on our walk. So we're going to look for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, if you can find it, and violet. And when you find that, you may either sketch it, you can write it, but I want you to think of all the details that you see in each of those colors. When we're walking in our neighborhood or we're driving down the road, often we're so used to our surroundings, we don't stop to be mindful of what's really there. Especially in the spring like now, there's flowers blooming. We're going to pay attention to those today. So let's go for a little walk. So the first thing I see outside my door that's red is something my sons are at a lot, and my daughter. It's this basketball goal. And you know, I watch it every day. I watch them play out here, but I never stop to look at the red. Obviously it was hand painted. It's a little bit messier than what some are. And even the hoop on the basket which holds the net is red. That's my red. You think I could find more? Red's a pretty normal color. I bet I could find it on cars, on stop signs, even on the American flag. Let's see if we can find orange. The second color I'm looking for is orange because I know it's the second color in the rainbow, and I don't have to walk very far to see it because in my neighbor's yard there's a bright orange bucket. It's more orange than I was even anticipating finding. That's my orange. I could write down what's on the bucket, where the bucket is, its placement. Those are things, details that I want to commit to memory because I'm being mindful of what I'm seeing. My next color is yellow. And it doesn't take long to find the yellow because in my very own yard I see lots of yellow weeds. They're dandelions and they sure are pretty. And they sure are yellow. So this is my yellow. If I'm going to write about it, I might write where I found it. I'm touching it and I know what it feels like. I may choose to draw it. That's my yellow. What color would come next? Green. And I don't have to go anywhere to find green. There's green all around me. I can choose to write about the grass or the budding trees or the shrubs that are outside. There's a lot of green. So green is easy. Blue. What could be blue? being mindful of walking and looking for a certain color changes my walk. This is a route I take almost every day. I'm looking in my neighbor's yard and I see a sign that's blue. That might be a good blue for me to use. And I don't see indigo, but I do see some violet right there by his mailbox. It didn't even take me very far before I found all the colors I needed. Now when I go back in, I'm going to write about these and I'm going to remember these. But before we go back in, just walking back towards the door, I want us to think, what am I hearing? I hear honking and birds and kids. What am I feeling? I'm feeling calm because I'm out in nature. I feel the breeze in my hair. I feel the grass beneath my feet. Do I taste anything? Not right now. Do I smell anything? I do. I smell all of these flowers that are blooming and all the trees that are blooming. I see, I hear, I feel, I smell, all of my senses I can use when I'm doing a mindfulness walk. And when I'm being mindful, I'm not talking to my neighbor. I'm not walking down the street to say hi to anybody. I'm kind of in my own head. I'm thinking in my own head, my own space. I'm not worried about what anybody else is thinking. I'm not worried about anything that I have coming up or something that I've already done. I'm in the moment. And sometimes when you're in the moment like this and you're happy, like being on the beach and hearing the waves and feeling the ocean breeze and hearing the seagulls, when you're happy and you capture that moment, maybe you write about it, maybe you draw it, that moment lives with you. And when you get stressed or worried, you're mindful in your breathing, you can go right back to a place where you have all those details saved, because that is a happy place for you. And that mindfulness is what gets you there. I hope you've learned some more about mindfulness this week. There's so many ways to do it, and you're so lucky because being mindful doesn't take any external tools. It just takes you.